question, and the question reads, that is question 20. A particle moves along a straight line such that its displacement s meters from a given point is s is equals to t cubed minus 5t squared plus 3t plus 4, where t is time in seconds. So find at A the displacement of the particle at t is equals to 5, the velocity of the particle when t is 5, the values of t when the particle is momentarily at rest, then the acceleration of the particle when t is 2. So you see, this is actually a question that I can be able to say that it is actually an application of differentiation. So to be able to understand this better, the first part just says the displacement of the particle at t is equals to 5. Take note of this. In physics, if you are actually familiar with this, you'll realize that displacement gets actually communicated to people by using a capital S. So S stands for displacement, the distance that a particle covers in a particular direction. And of course, displacement is actually a vector quantity. It actually has magnitude and direction. So they have said S is equals to t cubed minus 5t squared plus 3t plus 4. Then they have told us to actually find the displacement of the particle at time is 5. So that means you're just going to pick 5 to replace in the equation. Where there's t, you put 5. Then we get the displacement. How far will this particle will have actually gotten that point of being displaced? You see, after 5 seconds. How much in terms of distance will it have covered after 5 seconds? So I'm supposed to come here and say displacement S is equals to, and time is 5. Displacement of the particle at t is 5. So I'll say 5 cubed because t is 5. Okay, then I say minus 5 into 5 squared, then plus 3 into 5, then plus 4. So here this gives me 125, then minus 5, then 5 squared, that means 25 times 5, 125, then plus 15, then plus 4. This gives me 0, and I'm supposed to actually get 19 meters. So after 5 seconds, the particle would have actually been able to have gotten displaced, covering a total of 19 meters. You see, the displacement of the particle after 5 seconds is 19 meters. Okay. Of course, displacement is a vector quantity, is actually measured in meters, and that one becomes our final answer. So the second part says the velocity of the particle when t is 5. So this equation is for displacement. So we need to look for the equation for velocity before we can get now the velocity of the particle when t is 5. So what am I going to do here? So for me to get the equation for velocity, I'm supposed to say ds dt. Change in displacement over change in time. ds dt. That's the way we used to say dy dx. So ds dt gives me the equation for velocity. That means you have actually to end up differentiating the equation for displacement. You see, and when you differentiate the equation for displacement, what do you get? You get the equation for velocity. So I'll come back here and say, what is this now? I'll rewrite the equation and be able to say S is equals to t cubed minus 5t squared plus 3t plus 4. So ds dt, the differentiation of the equation for displacement should give me the equation for velocity. Then it will be, so I'll assume there is 1 here. 3 times 1, it gives you 3. You reduce the power by 1, that becomes t squared, minus 2 times 5, that is 10. I reduce the power by 1, so I'll say t, then plus, I put here 1, 3 times 1, that is 3. I reduce the power by 1, that becomes 0. Then the constant has to get dropped. So the equation for velocity is equals to 3t squared minus 10t plus 3. So how do I get now the velocity when time is 5 seconds? The velocity of the particle when time is 5 seconds. Great. Just come and say v is equals to 3 into 5 squared minus 10 into 5, then plus 3. Okay, V is equals to, that is actually 25. 25 times 3, that gives you 75. So 75 minus 50. Then plus 3, that is 25 plus 3. So that gives me 25 plus 3. So it ends up giving me 28 meters per second. The units for velocity, meters per second. Velocity is actually a vector quantity. It has magnitude and direction. Okay, 28 meters per second becomes the velocity at time is 5 seconds. Now they're saying, the next part, the values of t when the particle is momentarily at rest. So when the particle is momentarily at rest, that means the final velocity is 0. So just take the equation for velocity, then equate to 0, then solve quadratically. You can get the two different values for time in as far as that particle being at rest is concerned. So what do we do here? We shall come and say the equation for velocity is 3t squared minus 10t plus 3. But they're saying the particle is momentarily at rest. That means the velocity is 0. You see? So is equals to. So when the particle comes to rest, the final velocity is 0. So when the particle is momentarily at rest, that means the final velocity is 0. So where there's v in that equation for velocity, we replace with 0. So is equals to 3t squared minus 10t plus 3. This is in the form of a quadratic expression. Ax squared plus bx plus c. So I can be able to solve this quadratically. I can use even the sum product or factorization method. So I'll say sum and I'll say product. So our sum is the coefficient of x, now the value of b, which is actually negative 10. Then the product is say 3 times 3, that gives us 9. Great. So what do I do next? I'll come here and say, I have to get two values, such that when I multiply them, I get 9. That can be either 9 times 1 or 3 times 3. But now, there's nowhere on earth where 3 plus 3 can give you 10. Even if you use magic, so you have to drop that. So it is possibly 9 and 1. But now, the sum is greater than the sum of the two numbers. So that means, if the sum is greater and the sum is negative again, that means both the numbers must be negative. Put negative, negative. So, negative 9 plus negative 1, that gives you negative 10. You see, then negative 9 times negative 1, it gives you positive. That means negative times negative is positive. So negative 9 times negative 1, that is positive 9. So the product is 9 positive, the sum is negative 10. Look at that. So the numbers are negative 9 and negative 1. So I'll come and write 3t squared minus 10t plus 3. And the numbers are negative 9 and negative 1. So just replace. Where there is 10, I put that. So I'm going to have 3t squared minus 9t, okay, then minus t, then, so you see, minus 9t minus t. You can look at that. You see. Then plus 3. The common divisor here, I'll say 3 for 3 and 9, then t for t squared and t. So into 3 into 3, 1, t into t squared, that is t. Then minus 3 into 9, that is 3. Then t into t, that one actually cancels out. So I'll cross the brackets. I'll come here and say the common divisor of t and 3 is actually 1. So into t, then minus 3. Minus times minus is positive. See, minus times minus is positive. So I'll cross the brackets. So I have 3t minus 1. Then I'll have t minus 3. So I can equate this to 0. Because initially I was having a 0 here, if you can be able to see it very well. So I'll have to bring this 0 down. So I'll say 0 is equals to, because the factorization of this one gives me 3t minus 1 and t minus 3, so it's equals to 0. So I'll come here and say 0 is equals to 3t minus 1. I'll take this on this other side. So I'll have 0 plus 1 is equals to 3t. So 1 is equals to 3t. So I divide by 3, I divide by 3. So that means the first time when the particle of metal at rest is actually 1 over 3 seconds. Then the next one, I'll say t minus 3 is equals to 0. So t is equals to 0 plus 3. So time is equals to 3 seconds. So when the particles are immediately at rest, the time can either be a third second or 3 seconds. Great. Third seconds, first time 1, 3 seconds, time 2. Okay, and the last part of that question says the acceleration of the particle when time is 2 seconds. This word was supposed to be particle. The acceleration of the particle when time is 2 seconds. So the acceleration of the particle when time is 2 seconds. Look at this. We cannot get the acceleration of a particle by using the equation for displacement, neither by using the equation for velocity. You have to actually get the equation for acceleration. And for us to get the equation for acceleration, how do you get the equation for acceleration? You say dv dt. That means you differentiate the equation of velocity, then you get the equation for acceleration. So you say dv dt, change in velocity by change in time. That is the same as saying differentiating the equation for velocity, then we get actually the equation for acceleration. So a is equals to, I'm going to write this down, dv dt. You see, so what do we need to get here? So the equation reads 3t squared minus 10t plus 3. So how do I differentiate this? I'll take this times this, I'll get 6. I reduce the power by 1, I'll remain with 6t at the end of the day. So minus, I can drop 1 here. Then 10 times 1, that is 10. Reduce the power by 1, that is 0. So these are constant, it gets dropped. So this is actually the equation for acceleration. Good. After differentiating the equation for velocity. So they want the acceleration of the particle when time is 2 seconds. So just come here and replace 6 into 2, then minus 10 is equals to a. That is actually 12 minus 10, which is equals to acceleration. So 2 meters per second squared is equals to a. So when time was 2 seconds, the particle had accelerated to an extent of 2 meters per second squared. Meters per second squared, the units for acceleration, change in velocity or the change in time taken. Thank you so much.